Every day you look in the mirror, judging yourself, saying, why can't I be her? Let me tell you one thing, darling. Let me tell you one thing, darling. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. You got something. Why can't you see you got something not have empty? Why can't you be happy with you you're meant to be? Doesn't matter if you have braces, it won't stop you from going places. Put on your shoes and tie those laces. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is a great pleasure and huge honor to be here today to introduce two absolutely extraordinary women, Lucy Meyer and Kara Yar Khan. I am so excited for everyone here to have the opportunity to hear Lucy and Kara speak. It is truly a treat to have them both here with us today, especially because both are such fierce advocates for UNICEF's work for the world's most vulnerable and marginalized children with disabilities.
I told my father at the age of 12, when I grow up, I'm going to work for UNICEF. And today, 28 years later, I have served with the agency for over 10 years, and I have the honor of speaking with you about its work. At the age of 30, in the prime of my life, when I was still dancing my heart out and hoping to have children of my own, I started to have falls, and they were inexplicable. And the doctors told me after many tests and many needles and many surgeries that my body was dying. I was diagnosed with a rare type of muscular dystrophy that affects my body from head to toe and leads to severe incapacity within 10 to 15 years of its onset. I am 16 years in. Doctors told me to quit my UN career, to move home to live with my parents and wait for a wheelchair. This was not an option. So as all good humanitarians do, 2 weeks later, I accepted my first assignment with UNICEF in Southern Africa, in Angola. Children are resilient. Although they're fragile and they can be naive, they keep on going. Children, especially those with disabilities, they want to feel loved, safe, have friends, go to school, play. They just want to know that there is a place for them. These children have taught me to be brave and to persist for them until they can persist for themselves. It is here in the United States, actually, that I have the proudest moment of my career. After being a youth ambassador at the age of 17 representing Canada in the World Summit of Children, I had the honor of coaching and being on stage with the first child to ever speak in the General Assembly of the United Nations at the Conference of State Parties. And today I share that stage with her, Lucy Meyer.
Last year, I started the art campaign at my school. My art word is the word retarded. It is a terrible word. We had over 1,000 students pledge not to use the R word. Words are so important. It means to call someone retarded or label them by their disability. I'm not a disabled girl. I'm Lucy. All children have the right to be protected and respected. I have gotten to speak and meet with lots of amazing people about why it is so important to help kids with disabilities around the world. At the United Nations, the President, Senators, and Congressmen in D.C., in Washington, and government ministers in Jamaica. I was so excited when Perverse Sunglasses named me their first icon girl.
Run the sunglasses.
Yeah!
showing my very own pair of Team Lucy Meyer sunglasses. As we gather here today, believing in the importance of giving all children the right to be included and be their best, you might wonder if we can really work together to make this happen. Well, my parents told me about a famous woman named Margaret Mead. She said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has."
UNICEF, the head of office, insisted that I was the one to sit beside the Prime Minister to talk about the inclusion of children with disabilities in schools in Haiti. Why? Because we need to be a part of a conversation that affects us, that affects our community. Why was it a big deal that Lucy spoke at the General Assembly, the Conference of State Parties? Because she knows what it's like to face that stigma and discrimination. So who better person than one's own voice to speak on behalf of her community? But not all kids have a voice. And that's why it's so important that we educate ourselves. It's great to be passionate. We all love kids. But if you are not intelligently passionate with the facts and the statistics and understanding the complexities, we cannot be the greatest advocates for children as we could. And when we become intelligently passionate advocates for children.
I went into a classroom, special needs classroom, with kids who had CP, autism, all these different disabilities. And I went in there every single day. I went not because I had to, but because I wanted to go and be with my friends. And I went for weeks, no problems, I was happy, I was fine. One day I walked in there and figured out the name of the classroom and wanted to cry. Because the special needs classroom was a classroom called the MR class, the classroom for MR students, which means mentally retarded kids. And I went to the teacher and said, "We can't call kids mentally retarded." I said, "It's not okay." I got to meet all these kids from the schools, and one time we had to leave the school to go somewhere else. And the kids come chasing me. 5 of them at a time, holding me. And I'm like, I have to leave now. but I love you guys. And they say, "Don't leave."
See, imagine, look at the power of a child. How
And
much
those are all the kids.
It was all the kids, right?
Yeah.
This happened not only because she's fabulous, but imagine the power of a child to change mindsets by setting an example themselves among their peers. I think one of the greatest hindrance to the inclusion of children with disabilities and adults in society is not knowing, is the lack of awareness, is not asking questions. And we automatically put limitations on what we think is best for others. So I encourage you, as you have your conversations today and you're all going to run home and get on the internet, I know you are, check out unicefusa.org and start learning. Anything that you're learning about our work, ask the question, and what about children with disabilities? And you'll be amazed at what you learn. You'll be amazed at what you didn't know. You'll also be amazed at how much you want to share. So you yourselves have an incredible role and potential to help be a voice for kids with disabilities and include them all. Thank you very much for coming today. Thank you for having us, team, Emily and team. It was an honor. And thanks, Lucy, for letting me be on your team.